What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Guys, today's video is actually a very special video. First of all, Merry Christmas, okay? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I wish you guys have a great day with your families and your friends and your dogs and your cats, and just enjoy yourselves, all right? So, Happy Holidays to everybody, all right? Today we're going to be talking about what do you need to succeed on Redbubble. What are the things that you need? Well, we're actually going to talk about specifically the intangibles, the things that can't be touched, the things that can't be grasped. In my opinion, guys, these are the most important things. It's not about having a computer or an iPad or an iPod Touch or even a certain software or a certain amount of money. We're going to be talking about the things that you can't see, the things behind the scenes, the things that lie deep inside the person's heart and mind and soul. Let's talk about those things. The first thing is dedication, okay? Well, let's just talk about what really dedication looks like in the perspective of Redbubble, okay? What does dedication look like? What is lack of dedication look like? Let's talk about it. So, for me, dedication looks like this. I come up with a goal. Now, that goal has to be challenging but achievable, okay? Challenging but achievable. That's the key. Meaning it has to be harder than what I'm currently working on, but it has to be realistic. And the second is to commit to it. It's really that simple. Only 2 steps. First, to create a goal, have it challenging but achievable, and then 2, commit to the goal and follow up with the goal. All right? It's really that simple. Now, what does lack of dedication look like? After I come up with a goal, you guys know my personal goal is 60 designs per day, 1,800 designs per month for the whole entire year to complete roughly 21,000 designs, roughly, okay, estimated, of course, plus or minus. You guys know the deal on that. You guys know the deal on the numbers. For me, what lack of dedication looks like is, maybe it's 11:30 at night, maybe I'm a little tired after a long day, and I say, you know what, I already got 30 designs up, I'm too tired, and I go to sleep. That's what lack of dedication looks like. Now, I'm not saying go sacrifice your sleep, but I'm saying there are going to be some times where we have to do things we don't want to do. We might be a little bit tired. We might be unmotivated, but we still have to keep moving forward. Just like the soldier going in through battle, traveling through 5 feet of snow, they just got to keep trucking on, keep going forward, keep pushing. It might be cold, it might be hard, it might be difficult, but you got to have this marine-like mentality where you just keep pushing forward on a daily basis to achieve your goal. Remember, 60 designs per day is achievable, especially with the methods that I've shown here on YouTube. It shouldn't take, 7 hours to complete. So it's achievable. Now, what does dedication actually look like? So, to me, what dedication looks like is doing it every day, regardless of, or achieving that goal every time without any mistakes, never showing up late, never, putting lack of effort into the work that I'm doing, right? And of course, I'm human. I've made mistakes. I've done things when I was younger that I shouldn't have done. I've said things that I shouldn't have said. I make mistakes. I haven't been as dedicated that I should have been, but this is the future. 2022 should be the year for us that we focus on extreme success. Extreme success not compared to other people, but compared to ourselves. We want to beat ourselves. We want to beat the 21 version of us, the 2021 version of us, the 2022 version, the 2020 version of us, so that in 2022 we become the best version of ourselves. So what does the lack of dedication look like? Like I said, not putting full effort into it. Maybe getting the 60 designs done, but not, fully squeezing out every last, piece of juice when I'm working on these designs to focus and really think about what can I do to make these designs better, For me, that's what it kind of looks like. So that's the first thing, dedication. The second one is tunnel vision. I put up a picture of like a horse here to kind of show you guys what I was talking about. When horses are racing in a horse race, what they do is they put these blinders on the horse's eyes, as you guys could see here. And sometimes they're curved and sometimes they're flat. But the reason why they do this is because they don't want the horse to get distracted and get nervous. When the horse is running in a race, usually, most of the times they're tightly packed together and there's inches of margin where if one horse bumps into another, it could be a disaster. But a lot of the times disasters don't actually happen in races. And it's because they have their blinders on. They go by their instincts and their rider. They're controlled to move forward and no distractions, and they just keep going. No matter how hard no matter how tired the horse is, they just keep going. No matter how hard the race could be, they just keep going. So tunnel vision. But I want you guys to relate it to Redbubble, to think of only focused on the work output, the type of work that's being produced, the amount of work that's being produced. That's what we should focus on. We shouldn't get distracted by, the income or anything like that. We only focus on the output. Now, don't allow yourself to get distracted. You're going to be looking for ways to quit. I know I spelled things wrong here, guys. I apologize for that when I'm typing as fast as I possibly could. There are mistakes that happen, but focus on my voice a little bit more than the actual slides. But focus on your success. You're gonna look for ways to quit. You're gonna look for excuses to be made. You're gonna hope that your friends ask you out for a night that day to go to a party or hang out. But you, as a person who is focused on your success, know that if that's the only time that you can work on your Redbubble, you have to stay dedicated. You just have to. Remember that the only thing that's going to get you happiness and fulfillment is achieving your goals. That's where true happiness comes out of. Now, I'm not saying, push away friends and family and things like that. All I say is make time for your goals. Keep your goals your top priority. Your top priority, okay? You always have to remind yourself what life is like on the other side of that goal, on the other side of that dream, on the other side of that thing that you've always wanted to achieve. For me, what it looks like is once I create those 20,000 designs, right, I can get 36,000 a year in passive income, in income that I don't have to work for later down the road. And it could just come to me. And maybe it's not 36,000 for every single year consistently, but let's just say for 5 years it goes from 36 to 30 to 25, right? Down to 20, down to 15. Who's really complaining about that? I know I'm not. It's passive income, right? You work for a year, you get paid for 5 years. Not too bad. Now, a lot of the times we give up, guys, because we don't truly believe in ourselves. We don't truly believe that the goal is aligned with our mentality, our vision, our lifestyle. And maybe we're trying to take the goals of other people. So, for example, for me, a goal of, let's say, creating, hiring people for this type of project and having an output of 500 designs per day. For me, it's not ideal. It's not something I can compete with right now. Right now, I'm focused on becoming a master at the craft and doing it all myself. Me adding on employees for a kind of project like this is just going to add more stress and more focus, and I'm not at that level yet. So I have to be realistic with myself. I have to be honest and say, you know what? I'm not at that level yet. I have to figure out what is a goal for me. Now, you have to have complete conviction since we're speaking about goals. You have to be truly in complete belief that you can complete your goals. If not, the goal is probably not designed for you, at least optimally. Because remember, you have to have that goal that will challenge you, but it won't kill you. You need something that you can work through and you can be proud after you work through that you have completed it, right? So let's say, for example, you're used to creating 5 designs a month. Let's just say that's the case. Not a bad thing. It's honorable. 5 designs per month is better than nothing, right? Maybe you change your goal to, 1 design per day now. 1 design per day can drastically change the output of my business. Or maybe even 5 designs per week can change the output of my business. It's not as much as 1 per day, but it's still something completely different. And it might challenge you since you're going from 5 designs per month to 2 designs or 5 designs per week. It's going to be more difficult, but it's something you can proudly work through, something that you know that you've leveled up to, right? And that's the key here, guys, is that we want to keep leveling up. We want to keep going up and up and up. We want to, and we're not going to go up forever, obviously, but we want to set out a goal and achieve it, all right? Something that you know that you wouldn't have been able to achieve if it wasn't for your consistent effort on a daily basis. This is one of the most important things because, to me, this is the outline here. If I'm, let's say, normally creating, let's say, 5 designs a day, we can all sit here and say, if I can create normally 5 designs per day, naturally, humanly, I can have the ability to create 10 as well, right? And 15 and 20. Can we all agree on that? I think we all can. Now, if I have the natural human ability to create 20 designs per day, shouldn't I do it? Because yes, it will be a little bit difficult, but that consistent effort and doing it every day, I wouldn't have been able to achieve that output had I not been intentional and deliberate about it. If I kept going with 5 designs per day, and I just kept that as my goal, what's really changing there? And that's the key word, is consistent effort here, guys. That consistent effort, it's needed to be able to do more than what you have done before, right? Like I said, anybody could for a day do 20 designs when you're used to doing 5. Anybody can push themselves for one day, but it's the champion that keeps going every single day past their breaking point, past the point, their not their breaking point, but past their comfortability point, past that point where they feel easy, where it feels normal for them. But more importantly, it has to be consistent. It has to be on a daily basis. It has to happen reoccurring, because if it doesn't, well, then that's not the behavior of a champion. Champion goes above and beyond every day in training, in practice, so that they can show out their skills in the game, right? It becomes normal to them. And anybody can have one good game, but a champion has a good game every day, right? So the next thing is your goal has to call more from you than your current level of output. Now, we've already said this, but I'm going to reiterate. Guys, if your goal, like I said, is to do 20, let's say you're currently doing 5 designs, let's say a day, do 20 designs per day. It's possible. Your current level of output, guys, your goal, whatever goal you're setting, it has to be more than what you're currently doing. And don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Obviously, don't kill yourself with your goal, but don't be afraid to challenge yourself, or else after this year is over, you're not going to have a sense of fulfillment. You're just not going to be proud of what you've accomplished if you don't challenge yourself all the way through. Now, I want to go ahead and kind of explain an overall change, okay? During the working process, you need to change your mindset. You need to completely disassociate from the number on the screen, the income number. You have to look at that like that's not the number you're paying attention to, but you have to completely associate with the output of your work on a daily basis. That's what you have to be focused on, because if you can control the output is the number that controls the income. So what I want you guys to do is don't focus on the income, but focus on the output, right? Don't focus on what's incoming, but focus on what's going out, which is your work. That's the number you need to focus on. So every day when you wake up, you say, okay, how many pieces of work am I going to complete today? What work am I going to do today? And speaking of work, there was a man named Andrew Carnegie, depending on how you pronounce his name. He was the richest man, some would say, to ever walk the planet. In his day of 1999, he had $375 million. If we transferred that money today through inflation, the constant 3 to 6 per year, compounding interest, etc., in today's value of the marketplace, that's equal to about $6 trillion. $6 trillion. That's literally ridiculous. Now, he had this rule. Andrew Carnegie had this rule. I think it was called clearing the desk or something like that. He wouldn't go to bed until he fully cleared his desk of all his tasks that he completed that day. Now, that's a big deal. That's a real big deal. And the reason why I relate Andrew Carnegie to what we're doing now is because if you look at Redbubble has never been at its highest up until, now, in today's world. In 2021, at the end of 2021, going on to 2022, Redbubble has not only been trending, but it has been having consistent growth upwards, just like the steelwork industry during Andrew Carnegie's time. So it's a trending approach right now in the marketplace, in the world. It is your time to jump on this trend and succeed and push forward. Now, Andrew Carnegie, that's exactly what he did. And he made a fortune, more money than people can imagine, right? But For us, we can do the same thing if we just put our heads down and we stick by that, that goal of clearing the desk every day, of the list of goals that we have to achieve them every day and complete the amount of work we complete by the end of the day and clear it off and complete it. Then we're literally walking the same path that Andrew Carnegie has basically carved for us. And we have the game plan now. So the last thing I want to say, guys, to this whole entire thing is notice that I was mentioning in the beginning of the video the intangibles, the things that can't be touched. I didn't mention having a computer, a fancy computer, tons of money in the bank. I didn't mention having a certain kind of cell phone or certain kind of iPad or certain software or certain, any of that. I've mentioned only three things: intangibles of dedication, tunnel vision, and complete conviction. Those were the three intangibles that I have mentioned. Now, those three intangibles will carve the way for everything else. If you have the complete conviction, if you have the complete tunnel vision and the complete dedication, you're gonna figure out how to get the perfect software for the business. You're gonna figure out the best tagging strategy. You're gonna whether it be through a course or reading books or doing it yourself, you're gonna figure it out. So those are the truth. Those are the things that you need: the dedication, the tunnel vision, and the complete conviction. Those are going to be the things that are going to be your North Star. Those are going to be the things that guide you. And to be honest, guys, you can't buy these things. You can't buy dedication. You can't buy tunnel vision. You can't buy complete conviction. And something that I always say is the most serious things in the world are the things that you can't buy. The biggest problems in the world are the problems that money can't fix. Somebody gets sick with cancer or has a terrible disease, or, maybe they're, God forbid, but their children pass away or their parents pass away. Those are issues and problems that money can't fix. In the same way, the biggest, most strongest motivators are things that money cannot buy. The conviction, the dedication, the tunnel vision. These are things that money could never buy. You can't go to a store and buy some dedication. I wish it was like that, but you just can't. And so hopefully this video can harness some dedication for you guys, can create some motivation for tunnel vision, can create some complete conviction, and more importantly, an outline, a guideline, just like Andrew Carnegie, a blueprint to understand the path that we have to go through moving into the new year of complete focus, of dedication without forgetting about the goal, and leaving no stone unturned, moving as hard as we can all in one direction. And for now, that direction is going to be Redbubble. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Have a happy holidays. As you guys know, by the way, the last day to the decreased price on the SEO tagging course is today. This is the last price. We're going to start gradually increasing the price very, very soon. I'll show you guys here. The website is called autopilotpassiveincome.com. We have here, if you click on Redbubble Course, I'll leave the link in the description, guys, if you guys are interested. Redbubble Course, we go over the SEO, the tagging. We actually got a few testimonials already, and I'll start putting them on the website, but people are mentioning, after they're like, for example, shout out to Mark A. Wilder. Don't worry, I'll post your comment up. I'll give you the attention you deserve. I'll give you the shout out, but I don't have the image right now, but I know he mentioned that he, after he watched parts of the course, he changed some of the tags that he was doing, and he not only did he get his first sale, but he's moving on to other, he's getting on page 1, page 2, page 3, he's getting found, he can find his art now, so there's a lot of cool things that's happening with the course. And guys, for those who don't know, the course is, I'm just essentially exposing my ideals and my thought process behind tagging, behind titling different products on Redbubble. And I kind of, the common theme of the course is that there's two different search engines. There's the Google search engine and there's the Redbubble search engine. And they both have their own algorithms. How can we, as Redbubble creators, find ways to maximize our success on both of these algorithms, to utilize both of them at the exact same time to gain as much success as possible? I'll be honest, guys. There's some times where I get sales from Google that I don't get from Redbubble, right? So like, people find my design first on Google, then before they find it on Redbubble. There are sometimes people find it on Redbubble and they don't necessarily find it on Google. Like if you were to search for the same design, it wouldn't show up on Google, but it would show up on Redbubble. Either way, if we add up both Redbubble traffic and Google traffic, that adds up to over 70% of my traffic that comes in for all of my stores, and we get thousands of visitors. So if you're missing out on Google or if you feel like you're missing out on some of that organic free traffic, I highly, highly recommend you check out the course. If that's something, like I said, you feel you need help in. Now, the thing that's cool about the course is that we're going to leave no stone unturned with the course. When people request certain content, like inside the course members area, there's a place to request certain content. When you create requests for content, I will be making videos on the request that you have, as long as it's related to the course. The next thing is we're going to be consistently adding content that's not requested. Things that, we feel we need to go over and talk about that relate to tagging, relate to titling, relate to Google, relate to Redbubble. We need to add those. And most importantly, the early adopters will receive not only the updates to a course, but they'll get in at the course at a cheaper price. So, maybe if you can't get in by today or, whenever, even though the price will increase, it's not going to just shoot from $35.99 to $79.99 right away. It's not going to do that. It's going to go, in small increments, okay? So we're going to be slowly increasing the price of the course as we increase the content of the course. The course is, like I said, members area, and it's just a different thing we're building. So if you feel like you need help in that area of tagging, getting your pieces seen, getting your designs seen, then maybe the course is for you. That's up to you guys to make the decision, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.